Think every motorcycle under $3,000 is a worn-out money pit? That's exactly what the used market wants you to believe. The truth is, some of the toughest, longest-lasting bikes ever built are selling for less than a decent riding jacket, and most buyers keep walking right past them. Today, we're uncovering 15 motorcycles under $3,000 that still run like they're just getting warmed up. Don't leave early, because our #1 pick is so undervalued that many experienced riders would choose it over bikes costing twice as much. Number 15, Suzuki GS500. The Suzuki GS500 is completely invisible at a local bike night. It has no gleaming chrome, no aggressive modern fairings, and it won't turn a single head when you pull into a parking lot. But while flashy, high-tech sport bikes spend half their lives hooked up to battery tenders in a workshop, waiting for expensive electronic sensors to arrive, this plain Jane commuter is quietly starting up on the first crank every single morning. The used market frequently scrolls right past the GS because its styling belongs to another era, completely missing the fact that its older looks hide a massive financial advantage. The secret to the GS500 was never speed, it was simplicity. Suzuki took a proven parallel twin, kept it comfortably under stress, and built a motorcycle that asked for very little in return. No liquid cooling system to worry about. No expensive electronics hiding beneath the bodywork. Just an honest air-cooled engine, easy-to-service carburetors, and a rugged 5-speed gearbox that owners routinely trusted for tens of thousands of dependable miles. Change the oil, keep the basic maintenance up, and this motorcycle simply keeps showing up. That's exactly why the used market gets it wrong. Riders often scroll right past the GS because its styling belongs to another era. But those older looks come with a hidden advantage. There are fewer complicated parts waiting to empty your wallet. Replacement components remain inexpensive, repairs are straightforward, and many examples have spent decades serving as commuters, training bikes, and first motorcycles without ever earning a reputation for mechanical drama. Today, clean examples commonly sell between roughly $1,800 and $2,900, putting genuine long-term dependability within reach of almost any budget. Before buying, inspect the rear suspension linkage, swing arm bearings, and exhaust for neglected maintenance or corrosion. Those areas usually reveal far more about the bike's past than the engine ever will. If you're enjoying real-world motorcycles instead of overpriced hype, do us a favor, drop a little hype down below, and subscribe. Every bit of support tells us these honest buying guides are exactly what riders want, and it keeps this series rolling. And our next pick has been teaching generations of riders, yet its value still hasn't caught up with its reputation. Number 14, Honda Rebel 250. Go to any motorcycle training school, local rental fleet, or backyard shed, and you will likely find a Honda Rebel 250 scratched up, dropped a dozen times, and still purring like a clock. This cruiser didn't build its reputation by hiding inside a pristine showroom. It earned it by surviving generations of brutal beginner abuse and systemic owner neglect. Because Honda flooded the world with millions of these little machines over several decades, the massive supply keeps used prices artificially low, completely blinding the average buyer to the bulletproof engine hiding right in plain sight. Its air-cooled parallel twin is wonderfully uncomplicated. With just enough power for everyday riding, nothing inside the engine is heavily stressed. That simple formula helped Rebels survive riding schools, daily commutes, and thousands of first-time riders. Many owners report decades of dependable service with little more than regular oil changes, valve inspections, and occasional carburetor cleaning. Clean examples usually sell between $1,800 and $2,900 because buyers chase bigger, faster motorcycles instead of proven reliability. Before buying, inspect the chain, sprockets, and clutch adjustment. Basic neglect is far more common than serious engine trouble. The Rebel earned its reputation the old-fashioned way, by starting every day, asking for very little, and lasting far longer than anyone expected. But not every rider wants to stay in the lightweight class forever. Some want the same dependable ownership with a little more comfort, a little more highway confidence, and a price that's still surprisingly low. Imagine walking into a viewing holding all the cards. You know the fair price, you know your opening offer, and you know the exact number where you walk away. That's how you knock hundreds, even thousands off the asking price. Our buyer's kit hands you those numbers for just $49. Negotiate from facts and never overpay again. Scan the QR on the right or tap the link in the description. right away knowing you got the best deal. During America's cruiser boom, one motorcycle was built in such huge numbers that today's buyers can still take advantage of that forgotten supply. Number 13, Yamaha V-Star 650. You think a bigger cruiser automatically means a better motorcycle? The Yamaha V650 is ready to prove you wrong. For years, this overlooked machine has quietly built a reputation for doing exactly what riders ask of it. Start every time, ride smoothly, and keep repair bills refreshingly low. Its air-cooled 649 cubic centimeter V-twin isn't built to impress at stoplights. It's built to last. Add the nearly maintenance-free shaft drive, and you've got a motorcycle that spends far more time on the road than in the garage. That's exactly why the used market gets it so wrong. Buyers chase larger engines and newer technology, leaving clean V-Star 650 models selling for roughly $2,200 to $3,000. Before buying, check for clogged carburetors from old fuel and inspect the shaft drive seals for leaks. And here's something I'm curious about. Have you ever bought a motorcycle everyone warned you against, only for it to become one of the best bikes you've ever owned? Tell us in the comments. Those stories are often more valuable than any sales brochure. And another rider might end up finding their next bike because of your experience. Because the next motorcycle wins over riders with a completely different personality, one that's earned legendary status by blending everyday practicality with surprising performance. Number 12, Kawasaki Ninja 250R. The moment bigger Ninjas arrived, buyers looked forward and forgot the little machine that had quietly built one of the strongest reliability records in the lightweight sport bike world. This high-revving starter bike didn't earn its legendary status inside pristine showrooms. It built it on racetracks and daily commutes, proving that entry-level machinery could handle constant, high RPM screaming without shaking itself to pieces. Don't let the small engine fool you. This high-revving parallel twin was engineered to live comfortably at higher RPM, delivering smooth power without constantly straining itself. Liquid cooling keeps temperatures under control, while its proven design has carried countless commuters, riding school students, and first-time owners for decades. Plenty have crossed 50,000 miles, and seeing one still running strong beyond 100,000 with routine maintenance isn't unusual. The market, however, judges it by displacement instead of dependability. Once the Ninja 300 and later the 400 arrived, this carbureted model became yesterday's news that pushed clean examples into the surprisingly affordable range of roughly $2,000 to $3,000, making it one of the best bargains in entry-level sport bikes. Before buying, inspect the fairings, handlebars, and steering stops for evidence of previous drops, and make sure the carburetors idle smoothly from a cold start after sitting overnight. The Ninja 250R is proof that a beginner motorcycle doesn't stop being valuable just because its first owner moved on. Constant upgrades flooded the used market with reliable machines that still have years of life left. But if high-revving sport bikes aren't your style, there's another forgotten Japanese motorcycle that took a completely different path to reliability. It skipped unnecessary complexity altogether, and that's exactly why riders still trust it decades later. Number 11, Honda Nighthawk 750. The Honda Nighthawk 750 is completely invisible at a local bike night. It won't turn heads in a parking lot because Honda engineered this plain-style inline 4 to be a pure mechanical survivor instead of a showroom show-off. It was built to fire up every morning, soak up miles, and make ownership as painless as possible. Honda gave the Nighthawk a wonderfully stressed inline 4 and paired it with hydraulic valve lifters, eliminating one of the biggest maintenance headaches older motorcycles usually demand. With minimal electronics and proven engineering, many owners have comfortably crossed 100,000 miles with little beyond routine servicing. Because it lacks flashy styling and modern gadgets, clean examples still sell for around $2,400 to $3,000. Before buying, verify the charging system is producing proper voltage, as neglected electrical components are far more common than engine problems. And one thing this countdown keeps proving is that price and quality don't always move together. If videos like this help you shop smarter instead of spending more, hit like and subscribe. It lets us know these hidden bargains deserve more attention. The Nighthawk built its reputation by refusing to chase trends. While other motorcycles became more complicated, it stayed simple, and that simplicity is exactly what keeps so many examples on the road today. But not every rider wants a traditional standard. Some prefer a motorcycle that's even easier to live with, even easier to maintain, and built around one of the simplest engines ever put into a cruiser. That's where our next bargain quietly shines. Number 10, Suzuki Boulevard S40. Making it into the top 10 means we're talking about motorcycles that have earned their reputation the hard way by refusing to quit. The Suzuki Boulevard S40, once known as the Savage 650, is proof that simple engineering can outlast expensive technology. Its 652 cubic centimeter AIR-cooled single-cylinder engine has remained in production for decades because it simply works. With fewer moving parts, no liquid cooling system, and easy home maintenance, it's a motorcycle that asks for very little and gives back years of faithful service. So why can you still find one for roughly $2,000 to $3,000? Because many riders overlook it in favor of larger V-twins, never realizing this lightweight cruiser costs far less to own while delivering remarkable dependability. Before buying, make sure the cam chain tensioner has been inspected or upgraded, and check for minor oil seepage around the cylinder head. The Boulevard S40 isn't built to impress with brute force. It wins riders over with honesty, durability, and everyday ease. But simplicity isn't the only reason a motorcycle becomes a bargain. Sometimes an entire category falls out of fashion, leaving behind machines that were built to cross continents, yet now sell for the price of a weekend toy. That's exactly the opportunity waiting in our next pick. Number 9, Kawasaki KLR 650. For decades, riders trusted this machine to cross deserts, climb mountain passes, and disappear into places where breaking down simply wasn't an option. You'd expect that kind of pedigree to come with a premium price. Instead, it's still one of the biggest bargains in the used motorcycle market. The KLR was never built to win horsepower contests. It was built to keep moving when everything else quit. Its understressed single-cylinder engine delivers dependable torque, simple maintenance, and the kind of durability that has carried countless owners well beyond 100,000 miles. Around the world, riders still rely on these bikes for adventures that stretch thousands of miles with little more than oil changes and basic upkeep. The market overlooks it because newer adventure bikes offer electronic suspension, ride modes, and larger engines. But those extra features also bring extra complexity. The KLR keeps things refreshingly simple, which is exactly why ownership remains so affordable. Most well-kept examples still trade comfortably below the $3,000 mark. Before buying, make sure the famous balancer chain tensioner, better known as the 𝗕𝗨𝗬𝗘𝗥𝗑, has been upgraded. It's the model's best-known weak point, and once addressed, the engine has an outstanding reputation for long-term dependability. The KLR 650 isn't about luxury, it's about confidence. Wherever the road ends, this motorcycle is usually just getting started. But not everyone measures reliability by how far they can leave the pavement behind. Some simply want an everyday motorcycle that's comfortable, dependable, and overlooked because it never tried to stand out. Hidden in the shadow of more famous machines is one of the best middleweight bargains the used market still offers. Number 8, Yamaha Seca 2 XJ600. Some motorcycles don't become cheap because they're flawed. They become cheap because people forget they exist. That's exactly what happened to the Yamaha Seca 2. It never had the aggressive image of a supersport or the nostalgia of a classic standard, so it quietly slipped off most buyers' radar. Yet hidden beneath its understated styling is one of Yamaha's most dependable middleweight motorcycles. Its smooth air cooled inline 4 was tuned for everyday durability rather than outright speed, delivering effortless highway performance without placing excessive strain on the engine. With routine oil changes, valve inspections, and occasional carburetor synchronization, many examples have traveled well beyond 100,000 miles. Better yet, replacement parts remain affordable, keeping ownership costs refreshingly low. Because demand never matched its capability, clean examples still sell for roughly $1,800 to $2,700. Before buying, inspect the carburetor boots for cracks, since age often causes air leaks that affect smooth running. The Seca 2 is proof that sometimes the smartest motorcycle isn't the one everyone remembers. It's the one everyone overlooked. But our next pick didn't disappear into the shadows. It earned a loyal following by delivering performance that felt almost unbelievable for the money and even today, it remains one of the biggest bargains in motorcycling. Number 7, Suzuki Bandit 600. Don't let the naked styling fool you. The Suzuki Bandit 600 hides the heart of a true survivor. While newer middleweights grab attention with flashy electronics and aggressive looks, the Bandit has quietly built a reputation for lasting year after year with remarkably few complaints. Its 599 cubic centimeter air and oil cooled inline four traces its roots to Suzuki's legendary sport bike engines, but it's tuned for everyday riding instead of living at redline. That means smooth power, less mechanical stress, and the kind of durability owners love. So why is it still hiding below the $3,000 mark? Simple. Most buyers chase newer technology, leaving this overlooked gem behind. Before you buy, inspect the carburetors for signs of stale fuel, check the intake boots for cracks, and look for leaking fork seals on well-ridden examples. The Bandit 600 reminds us that reliability and performance don't have to be expensive. It offers far more motorcycle than its price tag suggests, which is exactly why owners tend to keep them for years. But perhaps you're not chasing horsepower at all. Maybe your perfect bargain is something built to wander beyond the pavement, carrying a badge that many people assume automatically means expensive. Surprisingly, one European machine has spent years proving that reputation isn't always reality. Number 6, BMW F650 Funduro. Mention BMW and many riders immediately think of expensive repairs and premium ownership costs. But the BMW F650 Funduro tells a completely different story. Hidden beneath that famous badge is a motorcycle that quietly earned a reputation for traveling huge distances without draining its owner's wallet. That's exactly why it's one of the most overlooked bargains you can still buy for less than $3,000. At its heart is the legendary Rotax-built single, an engine designed for endurance rather than outright speed. It delivers smooth torque, impressive fuel economy, and a reputation for running well beyond 100,000 miles with routine maintenance. A simple carbureted fuel system and durable 5-speed transmission keep ownership refreshingly straightforward, proving this BMW is far less intimidating than its badge suggests. The market overlooks the Funduro because most shoppers chase newer GS models packed with electronics. That leaves clean examples comfortably below the $3,000 mark, even though their real-world capability hasn't faded. Before buying, inspect the water pump for coolant leaks and confirm it starts and idles cleanly after warming up, especially if it has spent time in storage. The Funduro is proof that sometimes the smartest adventure bike isn't the newest one. It's the one everyone else assumed would be too expensive to own. But adventure bikes aren't everyone's idea of a perfect ride. Some riders simply want to relax, enjoy the scenery, and own a cruiser that's become cheap for one very simple reason. There are still plenty of them waiting for a second owner. Number 5, Honda Shadow VLX 600. We've reached the top 5, and from here on, every motorcycle has earned its reputation the hard way, through decades of real-world miles. The Honda Shadow VLX 600 is a perfect example. It has carried beginners through their first rides, commuters through countless workdays, and weekend riders across thousands of carefree miles. Yet somehow it still slips under the radar. Honda didn't build this V-twin to win horsepower contests. It was engineered to deliver smooth torque, effortless cruising, and remarkable longevity. Its simple design, dependable liquid cooling, and under-stressed engine have helped countless owners reach impressive mileages with little beyond routine servicing. That's why the Shadow has become one of the most trusted mid-size cruisers ever built. Even today, clean examples usually sell between $2,300 and $3,000 because many buyers automatically chase bigger V-twins. Before buying, check the clutch engagement and inspect the chain for signs of neglected maintenance. But if your weekends end where the pavement does, comfort alone isn't enough. One dual sport has built its reputation by surviving conditions that would punish far more expensive motorcycles, yet somehow it still slips under the radar of many buyers. Number 4, Suzuki DR 650 SE. Some motorcycles earn respect with flashy performance. The Suzuki DR 650 SE earns it by getting riders home. For decades, this dual sport has carried adventurers across deserts, mountains, back roads, and daily commutes with one simple promise: keep going. Suzuki has barely changed it over the years because there was very little to fix. That's the kind of reputation money can't buy. Its 644 cubic centimeter AIR and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine is purposely understressed, avoiding unnecessary complexity while delivering dependable power mile after mile. With no radiator to worry about and straightforward maintenance, it's built to handle hard use without constant attention. Older examples remain surprisingly affordable, usually selling between roughly $2,500 and $3,000, simply because buyers are drawn toward newer adventure bikes loaded with electronics. Before buying, inspect the suspension linkage bearings for proper lubrication and wear, since neglected maintenance can shorten their life. The DR 650 SE proves that true adventure isn't about having the newest technology. It's about having complete confidence every time the trail disappears. But eventually, every adventure reaches the highway, and some riders want a motorcycle built not just to survive the miles, but to devour them. Years ago, one touring machine was considered premium transportation. Today, depreciation has turned it into one of the biggest bargains in motorcycling. Number 3, Honda ST1100. While flashy modern sport tours spend half their lives waiting for expensive electronic computer updates at a dealership, the heavy, over-engineered Honda ST1100 is quietly rolling down the interstate. It was created to cross entire states without breaking a sweat, making it a legendary, high-mileage survivor, hiding in plain sight. At the heart of the ST sits Honda's incredibly smooth V4 engine, paired with a nearly maintenance-free shaft drive. The result is effortless highway cruising, outstanding comfort, and the kind of durability that has made these motorcycles famous for reaching astonishing mileage. Seeing an ST with well over 200,000 miles is enough to impress. Discovering many still running strong isn't unusual at all. So why is it still so affordable? Simple. Today's buyers are chasing adventure bikes filled with electronic gadgets, leaving this old-school tourer hiding in plain sight. Clean examples regularly sell for less than $3,000, delivering long-distance capability for the price of many beginner motorcycles. Before buying, verify the timing belt has been replaced according to age, and inspect the charging system to ensure everything is working properly. The ST1100 proves that true quality never goes out of style. It just becomes one of motorcycling's best-kept secrets. But not every rider wants a full-size touring machine. Some would rather enjoy that same reputation for durability wrapped in a lighter, more approachable cruiser. Hidden beneath classic styling is a motorcycle that has quietly earned the respect of riders willing to look past its age. Number 2, Kawasaki Vulcan 750. At this point, bargain pricing is almost beside the point. The Kawasaki Vulcan 750 earned its reputation by doing something far more impressive, staying on the road year after year while flashier motorcycles came and went. It's one of those cruisers owners rarely want to sell, and when they do, it's usually for far less than it's worth. Unlike many cruisers of its ERA, the Vulcan packed advanced engineering beneath its classic styling. Its smooth liquid-cooled V-twin, hydraulic valve lifters, and low-maintenance shaft drive were designed to reduce ownership headaches while delivering effortless highway performance. That combination helped countless owners surpass 100,000 miles with little more than routine servicing. Despite that remarkable track record, clean examples still trade between $2,000 and $2,900 because buyers often overlook older cruisers. If you appreciate that kind of honest motorcycle content, the best way to support the channel is simple. Hit like and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you practical buying guides that save riders money. The Vulcan proves that true value isn't measured by popularity, it's measured by how many miles a motorcycle keeps asking for. But if there's one motorcycle that best captures the entire purpose of this countdown, it isn't necessarily the biggest, the fastest, or even the most famous. It's the machine that blends reliability, affordability, easy ownership, and everyday versatility into one complete package. And that's exactly why it deserves the top spot. Number 1, Honda CB500. If there was ever a motorcycle built to embarrass the idea that expensive always means better, this is it. The Honda CB500 never chased headlines or horsepower wars. Instead, it earned something far more valuable: the trust of riders who depended on it every single day. From commuters to riding schools, this unassuming machine became famous for one simple reason: it just refused to wear out. Its 499 cubic centimeter liquid, cooled parallel twin is engineered for longevity rather than outright speed, delivering smooth, predictable power with remarkably little drama. Give it routine oil changes and basic servicing, and it's not unusual to find examples still running beautifully after well over 100,000 miles. Even today, clean motorcycles regularly sell between roughly $2,500 and $3,000 because they're overshadowed by newer middleweights, not because they've lost their ability to deliver. Before buying, inspect the cooling system for neglected maintenance and check the exhaust for corrosion, especially on motorcycles that have spent years in wet climates. The Honda CB500 perfectly captures what this countdown is all about. Real value isn't measured by the size of your budget. It's measured by how confidently your motorcycle starts, rides, and brings you home year after year. These machines prove that with a little patience and a careful inspection, $3,000 is still enough to buy reliability that money alone can't guarantee. And that's the biggest takeaway from today's countdown. A low price tag doesn't automatically mean a bad motorcycle. Sometimes the smartest bike you can buy is the one everyone else overlooked. If this video changed the way you think about buying used motorcycles, don't stop here. We've got another motorcycle guide waiting that could help you avoid costly mistakes, discover overlooked machines, or find your next favorite ride. Click the next video and keep the ride going. Join our community by subscribing. And if you found today's list helpful, don't forget to hit like.